want to say I'm incredibly honored to introduce you to my beautiful, smart, witty daughter, Hannah. The reason that we're wanting to do this demonstration tonight is because we've talked with lots of parents who seem to feel like they just don't really have much hope for their kids. And so we want to give everybody a shot of hope. And Hannah is very much a bright ray of sunshine in the world of autism. She started out developing very normally, was a very happy toddler. You know, she had language and nonverbal language as well. And between 18 and 24 months, she lost all her language skills, both verbal and nonverbal. She went from being a happy toddler to having meltdowns that would last for hours, being self-abusive. She had a lot of gastro-digestive issues that had us in and out of the ER so many times that we were on a first name basis, literally, with the doctors and nurses. So it was just about at her second birthday that she was diagnosed with autism and with a seizure disorder. And the head pediatrician of the main hospital in the area of the country where we were living at the time strongly advised us to consider our entire family, because in his words, quote unquote, kids like this eat families alive. And we just kind of looked at each other and said, I don't think so. You know, and so we were, thank God, we were in the right place at the right time. We were living in New York at that time. This was 18 years ago. And even then, in the state of New York, ABA was the treatment of choice for the state. And it was through a lady at the church that we went to that we found someone who had 2 children with autism, and she had them in ABA. So she kind of got us connected, and we got started with Hannah on ABA right away. And I don't want to give any false hope or any misconceptions. ABA is a lot of work. It is a lot of work. And Hannah had somebody coming into our home for 20 hours a week, every week. And during those off times when there wasn't somebody coming into our home, that was when we were on. And so we literally did ABA with her all day, every day. And so she was able to get her language skills back. And it seemed like a lot of times it really felt like we would take 2 steps forward and then a step back, and then 2 steps forward and then a step back. And so there were times when I wondered, are we really making any progress? And so I took, and Laura has some forms that you can look at. I took the data sheets that the ABA therapists filled out for Hannah, and I made graphs of them. And so, you know, they're going like this, you know, but there was a steady upward movement to them. And so we were making progress. Nothing else we had tried made any progress. So there was hope, you know. At the end of her 3rd grade year, the professionals at the school, at that point we were in Texas, called me into a meeting and said, she's never going to be able to keep up in a regular classroom. It's just not going to happen. And you need to prepare yourself for that, you know. So my first thought was, that has to be incredibly hard to say to a parent, you know? And so I just kind of thanked them. But then I got thinking about it afterwards, and I thought, what am I thinking? She's only in 3rd grade. How did they know? You know? And so I actually pulled Hannah out of public school, and I homeschooled her for the next 2.5 years, which is then when we ended up in Meade County. And Hannah was kind of tired of doing homeschool alone. And so she asked if she could go back to school. So I was a little concerned about it because of some past experiences, but I said, well, let me meet with the Director of Special Education. So I did, which was Nancy Mitchum at the time. And she just blew me away. She was just so kind and so understanding. And so Hannah, had we put her in public school, she would be going to Flaherty. So we went over there and met with the teachers there, and they were just so wonderful. And I said to Hannah, I said, I went to these meetings fully expecting to come home and tell you it's not going to happen. But I was so blown away. It's going to happen. You're going to get to go back to school. So she did. And, were there still some issues that she had? Yes. Are there still some issues that she has today? Yes, there are some, mainly in the area of communication and social interaction, but she's a huge success story. I mean, she has her driver's license. She drives better than most typical people that I know. She really does. She is about to graduate from ECTC with her associate's degree in early childhood education. She's been accepted at Campbellsville University to go on and finish her bachelor's. So, and so far, every semester in college, she's been on the dean's list, which I'm so proud. And Hannah is, for someone who has some problems socially, she loves to be in social situations. And so she is a volunteer leader at the youth group at College Heights United Methodist Church. She's involved in their puppet ministry. She's a volunteer counselor at Faith Christian Camp down the south part of the state. What else are you doing? What else are you doing? Yes, and she's working. She has a job. She's working at Heart and Soul Preschool in Elizabethtown. So she stays very, very busy. And, like I said, there are still sometimes some communication problems that we've got to work through, but we work through them, and she's doing very well. And I attribute a lot of that to ABA. And like I said, it is an incredible amount of hard work, but it is worth every minute of it. So I just wanted to kind of share that with you and hopefully just kind of give you a shot of hope. And so then I'd like to introduce Laura Ferguson, and she is from, remind me, Hannah, you're my memory. Kentucky Autism Training Center. I'm so sorry. My mind went blank. And she has graciously accepted my invitation to come and talk with us tonight and give us her time and expertise. So we really appreciate you being here.